Welcome to KUAM Pigskin Pick'ems. It is the playoffs time, almost. We got this Christmas thing to get through first. So Andy Wheeler and Dave Delgado are here right now. We are going to talk about the big matchups. Guys, did anybody think the Chargers were going to beat the Broncos?
No, I mean, Chargers have a great offense. They can really put the points up, but I just thought this time of year, Peyton Manning in Mile High, there's just no way they're going to be able to keep up with them. But Phillip Rivers does it again, man. He's up there, dude.
And the defensive coordinator for San Diego right now, go treat yourself to a nice steak dinner.
Oh, yeah, he dialed it up,
nice
man.
Job.
Yeah, well, it came down to time of possession, too. They kept Peyton Manning off the field. They ran the ball. They just, kept the ball in Phillip Rivers' hands. Peyton did make a little comeback towards the end, but just ran out of time. And it was good to see that, the San Diego Chargers putting everything on Phillip Rivers because, he's one of those quarterbacks. In the beginning of his career, he was one of those real outstanding quarterbacks, and he seemed to die down a little bit, but it's a big win for him up in Denver.
Yeah. Well, now he's in a system that plays more to his strengths and really suits him better than the offensive system that he had in the years past. Now it's just get it out quick. Danny Woodhead has done wonders for them, and all the other guys stepping up. That rookie Keenan something.
Yep.
Played a heck of a game. So,
all right.
San Diego, look out for them in the playoffs if they do make it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the playoff picture right now because Denver's in a precarious position because, of course, they have clinched a playoff spot. However, they're still fighting for home field advantage. Dave, your Niners are in the same thing. So, Andy, what about the Broncos first off? Because they're still fighting with the Chiefs.
Yeah, they are. And, usually by this time, a couple of teams have clinched, their division or home field. And so they're just kind of, reeling it in a little bit. But now, this late in the season, for teams to, there's only, 2 or 3 that have clinched. So it's interesting. These last few weeks, there's not going to be a whole lot of teams sitting their starters. It's going to be everybody down to the wire playing 100%.
And these times in the NFL with, free agency and everybody moving around, anybody can knock anybody out.
Yeah, for sure.
Anytime.
Yeah.
So, Dave, San Francisco is making a cross-country trek to Tampa Bay to play the Bucs. And that is not an easy game, despite what the records say.
Yeah, and this is the game where we're going to need our running backs to carry the load. Keep the ball on the ground. Don't put too much pressure on Kaepernick to force the ball in tight places because I guess if you look at Tampa Bay's defense, it's probably in their secondary where they're a little bit stronger. So look for, I guess, San Francisco to have a good running game in that game and hopefully pull off the win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, and now it's kind of interesting because you can get into these trap games like with the Bucs. They're out of the playoff picture, but they want to play spoiler to all these other teams. The Niners coming to town. They're like, all right, because Niners are kind of on the cusp. They need to win out, right, to even keep that wild card spot. So look for a lot of surprises this weekend. I think there's going to be some upsets.
Yeah, teams have a funny way of pulling those shocker victories when their coaches get in their face and say, now it's all about pride.
Yeah,
What have you guys got?
How are you going to lose 7 in a row and be out of the playoffs, and then all of a sudden, hey, let's just keep these guys from getting in the playoffs, and they have their best game. It's just weird.
Yeah, see, that's the reason why I went with the Titans against the Cardinals. I'm hoping the Cardinals can lose down the stretch. So, football is a real superstitious sport. So I'm rooting for the Titans. I picked the Titans against the Cardinals, even though the Cardinals probably a little bit more favorite than the Titans are.
Yeah. And don't walk underneath any ladders or cross any passive black cats. All right, our game is Sunday Night Football. Bengals at Steelers. That is a good one, a division game also.
That's going to be a great one. I went with the Bengals just because I think they feel it because they're really, really getting it together. The defense is playing well, and Andy Dalton has been lighting it up the past few weeks. So I think they know that the playoffs are right there. They're up for grabs, and they're just going to go out and get it.
What do you got, Dave?
Yeah, I picked the Bengals in that one. Andy Dalton definitely needs a big win like this. I've always looked at Andy Dalton somewhat like a Ben Roethlisberger. Big guy, stays in the pocket, makes good throws. So if there's some kind of comparison there, he'll come away with hopefully the win, and people could talk more highly of Andy Dalton as a quarterback.
Oh, good point, because Andy Dalton, possibly a dark horse MVP candidate. Everybody's chasing Peyton. We all know that. But Andy Dalton may be on the ballot, maybe a third or fourth pick.
Well, yeah, it's Peyton, and then anybody else second place, they're about 3 miles down. So, yeah, that's how it is.
Good choice of words, 3 miles down.
You're welcome.
Mile high?
Yeah.
All right, everybody, that was Pigskin Pick'ems for this week. Make sure to go to KUM.com/KUM Pick'em, and you can make your picks. We got something really special coming up for the end of the season, so keep making your picks, keep fighting for those top spots, and you could probably be alongside Andy or Dave here, or you can be down at the bottom with some other members sitting on the set right now. But we will see you next week. Enjoy the games. Enjoy football.